Alright, hello there. This is Kaos Nova, and this is another episode of my Fallout related media. So if you enjoyed Fallout, the TV series, or the Fallout games, you'll probably enjoy these other media in terms of films, books, and games. So this is going to be the last one I will make for a time in terms of my Fallout related media episodes. Episode 3 right here. If this video does well, I'm considering making a 4th episode later on. I'm working on other topics, but again, I'm open to making a 4th episode later this year if this one gets plenty of views. So I hope you enjoy it. But I do have other topics and projects I was planning on pursuing in the immediate future. So I hope you enjoy this, and moving forward, we are going to get started. So, first little media, similar to Fallout, I'm going to recommend here is The Postman, a film starring and directed by Kevin Costner regarding a man working as a postman in a post-apocalyptic and balkanized former United States of America. Kevin Costner stars the homeless drifter of the post-apocalyptic American wasteland who stumbles upon an abandoned mail carrier uniform and ultimately decides to deliver the mail between settlements of the fragmented former United States of America. The plot escalates further as the self-declared postman decides to make a campaign to reunite the broken United States against the wishes of his adversary, a warlord named General Bethlehem, played by Will Patton. Those who enjoyed the idea of a mail carrier or courier making a change, like in the Fallout game known as Fallout New Vegas, may feel at home with the atmosphere of this post-apocalyptic film, in which a mailman becomes a force for rebuilding America. My second one, and we're going to go into more anime features here, is Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. From Studio Ghibli, from which you may be familiar with some of the films from Studio Ghibli, or director Hayao Miyazaki, such as Spirited Away, or Princess Mononoke, or another example could be Howl's Moving Castle, and so on, comes Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. The film is directed by Hayao Miyazaki and adapted from a manga which he had written from 1982 until 1994. The details of the exact war which caused the current feudalistic factions in the world to exist are not known, but similar to the other post-apocalypse nuclear films, radiation pollution and mutants are very much present in the animated film. The plot revolves around Princess Nausicaa, a princess of the Kingdom of the Valley of the Wind. Unlike the Fallout games, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind occurs over 1,000 years after the nuclear holocaust, presumably in the late 20th century. Like many Fallout protagonists, Nausicaa and her decisions carry an impact on the world and those in it. The film carries a story, and unlike most of the recommended media I've mentioned so far, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind approaches more of the post-apocalyptic setting with the rising kingdoms in the story, somewhat similar to the kind of world found in New Vegas from Fallout 2. The film was released in Japan back in 1984. However, a more faithful translation to English and other languages did not occur until 2005, distributed by Walt Disney Pictures. The film is worth seeing as a film that portrays the post-apocalyptic world in a less R-rated nature and still delivers on emotional moments and fantastical elements, along with delivering a message on how horrible and counterproductive violence and war can become and the failure to understand and cooperate between people or nations. So this is more of it. This is more of a family-friendly film. Depending on where you are, it's PG-13, so it's something for somewhat growing kids to be okay watching. I mean, there's some violence in it, but it's not hard R. gore spring everywhere like RoboCop kinds of violence or Fallout games. So it's more of a family kind of film for a post-apocalyptic setting. The next kind of anime I'm going to get into is going to be more of the hard R material that you get in Fallout. So, Vampire Hunter D. Unlike previous recommendations here, Vampire Hunter D on the surface is a horror film with a combination of supernatural and science fiction. Set in the far future of the 13th millennium AD, and that'll be the 12,000s, Vampire Hunter D follows the exploits of a Dhampir, or half-vampire named D. The world was engulfed in atomic fire back in the dawn of the 21st century, after which vampires conquered the earth and took humans as slaves and livestock in the aftermath. After a long reign over humans, the rule of the vampires known as nobles has begun to decline. Wars, infighting, and other events have weakened their dominion. Humans have fought back, and the bounty hunters have got to work killing the vampires as well as the mutant monsters they have engineered to live on the post-nuclear Earth. The titular protagonist, named D, for which the series is named, is one of those bounty hunters. Vampire Hunter D carries into supernatural horror, which has happened to degrees in the previous Fallout games for some quests. Vampire Hunter D also paints a picture of how the world could appear if the plot of the main antagonist was carried out in the original Fallout game from 1997. There's a long series of manga and novels on Vampire Hunter D, authored by Hideyuki Kikuchi, and there has been one video game made in 2000 for the Sony PlayStation console. The series heavily inspired many elements of the video game series known as Castlevania, such as the castle collapsing when a vampire ruler in the castle dies, along with the Castlevania character of Alucard. All in one, Vampire Hunter D follows a similar theme of humanity working to rebuild new societies after collapse and subjugation by a powerful faction. D is similar in many ways to an early protagonist, being a catalyst for various occurrences in the world. All this comes underneath the outer layer of a futuristic sci-fi horror thriller. Now, the next one is going to be a little different from what you normally think. You normally think about someone who comes for going in and fighting and killing monsters, but this other Fallout, similar to Fallout media I'm going to mention, is Planetarian Storyteller of the Stars. It's also anime from Japan, but just like in various other post-nuclear stories, Planetarian Storyteller of the Stars has a different plot twist than most. Are you expecting a lone soldier or a former police officer, or how about a bounty hunter, or how about a mail carrier or courier? A steampunk-themed kingdom. Planetarian takes a somewhat different route. Theatrically released in Japan in 2016, Planetarian features an old man with a pre-apocalyptic film projector showing people projections of the skies that appeared in the night prior to the bombs. The plot becomes more interesting as the old man also becomes engaged in other side quests and adventures of his own as he encounters friends and hostiles alike in this post-apocalyptic society. Fun wants to take a look at rather a different approach and setting, but nonetheless still post-apocalyptic, and Planetarian may be very well interesting animated film for you to see. The film was adapted from the novel Planetarian by Yuichi Suzumoto. Now this one I'm going to get into recommending a game similar to Fallout here, and this is Atom RPG. It's very similar to the old Fallout 1 and 2 because it's top-down, and it's semi-turn-based action. You pause the game, decide your characters are going to take certain actions, and you let the game run after you pause. So this is similar to what you get in, say, Baldur's Gate or Knights of the Old Republic in terms of how it goes. It's a little different from the very more strictly turn-based combat of Fallout 1 and 2, but it has its own story. So it carries on a similar format to the original Fallout games, a top-down RPG set in the future following a nuclear holocaust. So this is not like the Fallout games. This is centuries after the bomb. This is more along the lines of 20 to 30 years after the bomb. So it's closer to Mad Max in terms of a kind of timeline where you have Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, which is in the early 21st century, and the bombs in the Mad Max universe presumably happened in the 90s. Atom RPG is available all over the place. You can get it on either your iOS or Android systems for phones or tablets. You can get it on Mac, you can get it on PC, you can get it on Steam, and so on. So it's so widely available, and that's part of why I recommend this game of Atom RPG. And I came up with this series because I feel that there's a great way to recommend various games and other video movies and other media, because Fallout, as the TV series goes, we're going to wait a while for like at least a year or two for another season to ever happen. And this isn't just for those who liked Fallout, the TV series. This should be for those who liked the games, liked both. Or it could be for people who might not have even been able to stand any of these Fallout games because it's about post-apocalyptic fiction, not just in game form. So, like I said before at the beginning of this video, I'm going to be going on to other topics on my channel for technical tutorials and also for other sci-fi topics. But if this does well, I'd be willing to make an episode 4 around October, November. But I'm taking a break from making new episodes in this series for the summer. So if you enjoy it, click like, subscribe, and if you want to support this channel, I have links to Patreon or tip jar in the description, and I have new Kaos Nova cyberpunk themed cups and other merchandise coming. So the link to my store is in the description as well. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be safe out there, and I'll be signing off. Hello there. Now this is a way you can support my channel here. So first way is my store. This is the Streamlabs store. You can go buy some merchandise, support the channel, some little wacky merchandise with logos on it. Coming up next is my Teespring store, which I will feature products from the store on my videos, other content from time to time. Similar. Very similar, cool, spiffy merchandise you can get with logos on it. A nice hoodie right here with the winter season going on. And here's my Patreon. You can subscribe for exclusive access, early access, and the honor of being a member who offers support to my channel and the ongoing operations and creations especially. And the other one here, I also have a Rumble, which I have other videos for, because with YouTube you want to have a subject focus, so there's other content of other subjects. And this should be it. So in the meantime, I want to thank you as my audience for stopping by to watch this video. Thank you for all your support. In the meantime, be safe out there, and I'll be signing off.